What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a special 200 subscriber special. Hopefully it'll be around my hand somewhere, but YOLO. Anyway, basically, guys and gals, this is my sub kind of like possible replacement for my Simulator Friday video due to the fact that Fraps is being a pile of doo-doo currently, and this isn't actually, this is me still recording, I am still here. It's not just the replacement for my Why You Should Love on my chair, but this is kind of my video on just sort of like replacing my Simulator Friday possibly because it is my bloody Fraps as being the worst piece of poo in the world right now. So instead I'm kind of sort of recording something now as like a possibility of it being like a replacement for later on. I apologise if the audio is a bit bad. I'm literally recording off the camera, just the camera alone. But anyway, so today is like a special kind of setup video. I mean, I didn't know if any of you guys were at all interested in this or anything, but I've got like a few questions on how I record some stuff and how I edit some stuff and like what I do, and I thought I'd just let me show you guys as to what I use and what I do with my gizmos and stuff like that. But anyway, so let's start off with, what should we start off with? Let's start off with the chair of destiny. Obviously a little leather chair, comfy, it is normal, doesn't squeak too much, the back's nice, it kind of works quite well, but a lot of the time, if I lean too far back, like I think if I, as you kind of heard there, can sound slamming against the floor, but can sometimes kind of squeak, and it's not too bad anyway. But I guess, you know, you guys are not here for the chair, you're not here for the chair at all, you're here for the actual proper setup, so I'm going to take a seat in my chair, so we're going to mention that first, and we're going to go for the entire setup video. I have looked at this setup for too long now, and it's been, what, too long? Believe me, I spent a lot of my days just sitting here staring at all of this gubbins. Anyway, so let's start off from right to left. We have here, doodaloo. I do believe this is in like a big branded pop filter. I can't actually remember what the brand is for it. I believe it was a Cord one, but I don't believe so because it didn't have. I think the Cord one had the label on the front. So it was like a very cheap, like maybe unbranded pop filter. Like it's from Amazon. It wasn't too much, maybe about £6. No, it wasn't even £6. Maybe £6 seemed about right. But yeah, you know, usual stuff. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's go. I think it might be just value range. I think just, yeah, because I remember the bot when I got the tub come through, like the container was in. Yeah, I think it just said value. Anyway, so this is my microphone. I think a lot of you guys will probably recognize this is the Blue Yeti. I used a different microphone before back in the day. I used a Cord microphone. I wasn't too sure as to which one that is. Look at the blue lights. I'm just turn that on to rave mode. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so this is like a Blue Yeti microphone. It's the normal one, not the advanced one. There's like a pro version, some stuff like that. This has done me fine. I read the reviews on the Pro one. I was gonna get the Pro one, and then I read the reviews. Apparently this one's just as good, so I thought, why change? I'll just stick with this one. But yeah, as you know, guys, that's a Blue Yeti, and I imagine the majority of you heard them before. But I don't know if you guys have been interested as to why I use them or whatever. But anyway, so let's move on to my headphones. Now these guys, I have been told these are quite well-renowned headphones, and I just bought these on a limb because they were cheap on Amazon. Well, not cheap, but as in like a decent priced headphones and decent company, but these are JVC XX like dynamite stuff. It's not literally dynamite. It's like, I think it's explosive like headphones or something like that. But they're quite comfortable. Kinda. The pads are a bit bad. Look at the camo stuff. Really not me, that camo stuff. I never wear these out and about. These are literally just my inside doing my video stuff. But yes, so like my just my headphones, yeah, there's not really much to them. They're not bad. They're not like, I don't think they're fully surround sound. They're just decent headphones, really, like good quality and stuff like that. But you know, can't complain. Anyway, so let's continue on. This is my extendable microphone stand. Now, as you guys know as well in the past, I had a different microphone as well, microphone stand, sorry, because I had my, it was actually a Cord microphone stand as well. Because I had a Cord microphone before and a Cord microphone stand. And yeah, so basically I had that at one point, and I changed to this when I was on holiday. I ordered that while I was out there, and I ordered this at the same time, because I was like, I need no microphone for when I get back. I'm touch this, oh, so look how seductively, it's like, da-da-da-da-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. Anyway, so what company is this? This is a newer. I was, for some strange reason, I was looking at the camera display there, and I was like, wait a second, it's not focusing in, I can't read it, rather than thinking of just moving the camera out of the way. Anyway, yes, this is quite good, it's a decent microphone. I have, as you guys can tell, I have like the original Cord, which I have included with it, because it is actually ingrained in there, it's like built into the part like there, as you guys can see it going through there. That is that Cord, and I can't actually get rid of it, so as you can see here as well, I attached it like there. So I'm kind of looking all over the place. I'm sort of like looking through my camera, and as well looking at my eyes as well. It's kind of like messing me up a little bit. But yeah, so as you guys can tell, I've sort of like, all I've done is like, I've used the Cord originally for this one, to sort of like wrapped it around a bit, as you can see it's gone through there, and it's just down there, and it goes under yonder into his little beast down there. But that's kind of like the whole setup there. this is just like a normal, what company is this? Philips, mate. Philips 32-inch TV. I've just literally, I use this basically just for my gaming and like my PC free, my PS3 gaming and my, what else do I use this for? Watching stuff, obviously. Just watching like TV and stuff like that, and obviously playing my PC games on as well. Obviously I got my dual monitors for my PC altogether, like both of them are on the same thing. They like do connect, if that makes sense, but obviously change the channels from on my TV to, you know, other stuff. That makes sense. I'm sort of jabbering on about stuff. But yeah, so that's not a bad TV, decent TV for what it is. Shuffle along, make sure we don't miss anything. Obviously my PS3 controls there, my phone, wallet, flashing over there, YOLO. But so what we've got here is a Hawkbish HD PVR. This is what I use for my primary recording on my PlayStation stuff. So that's what I use for my recording on Jak and Daxter. What else do I recorded that? My Enchanted Arms there is, as you can see Enchanted Arms is chilling there, like, what's up Enchanted Arms? As you can see, Canadian copy, YOLO. But yeah, so that's my HD PVR, which is quite cool. I'm very proud of my Hawkbish. There are newer versions of the Hawkbish, like this is one of the earlier ones, maybe like the second or like first version possibly. But yeah, so like this is well renowned for being like one of the better ones, and it sounds really strange. I do like Syndicate and Syndicates in his videos, but a friend of mine really does like dedicated to his videos. I watch him casually, like, you know how you always said that YouTubers you watch casually, and like if he has something interesting happen, like, oh, I'll have a look at that. But yeah, I happen to like see some of the stuff, but a friend of mine is really dedicated to Syndicate, and he like saw something about him saying about how this one is just as good as the other one, which is actually built specifically for gaming. So I was like, well, this one sounds perfect then. The other thing about this one though, if you compare this to say a Elgato, I think the Elgato is the HDMI one. This one actually does something different compared to that one. This one actually only runs through a collection of these, except for the extra two ones where it's the blue, red, green. I think it's then white and yellow possibly. I'm not too sure. But that's the different colours it has in the back. They go in the back here, they go from there, go for the TV, and obviously the other set go through some USB stuff and go down to my PC. If you guys ever get one, you'll understand what I mean, because it gives you instructions in the entire thing. But anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of coming out a bit off, but obviously this doesn't actually record in full HD. But it does and it doesn't. It's really, really weird, because what I can get this up to record on my PS3, whether this is just something my PS3's fault, whether I've set this up wrong, whether I've set something wrong on my computer, I don't know. But apparently, the best I can actually get on my PS3 to set this up into this without it looking really strange, I can get up the PS3's like signal up to 1080i, and I've never even heard of 1080i before I actually like started figuring this out. But yeah, so I wound up like using this to get up to 1080i to get that onto here. I can then edit it, and then it looks like, not edit it, but I just put it onto Premiere Pro, upload it in 1080p, and boom, it's like fair enough. But I mean, even before I upload in 1080p, if I like some straight off record from there to there in 1080i, I like look on my computer and it's just perfect as 1080p. It doesn't really make sense to me, and I really wouldn't worry about that kind of stuff if you guys are worried about it, like when you buy one at one point, if you guys are interested in doing this kind of stuff, because it's just like it just takes a little while to sort out, and if you guys are struggling with it, feel free to message me, because it took me a while to sort out mine, and well, it didn't take me a while, but some of the settings were just like kind of like missed out and stuff like that, and it was just, yeah, it was awkward. But if you guys have any in hand, just feel free to message me. This is the Godly lamp. I bought this lamp at Argos. I love Argos. I actually bought the chair from Argos as well, actually. A solid chair with Argos from there. It's not a bad lamp, but I just myself, that's really like lets through a lot of light that way. I wish it didn't. But shout out to the Avengers post in the background as well. But yeah, so that's all like it's a lamp. I can't really talk about that much. But anyway, so return to this. We have my PS3 console here. This is before they went all fancy with the slim, like the extra slim ones, where they had like 500 megabytes or 500 gigabytes or like 12, and I didn't really understand that whole jump. Because like a single game on like the PlayStation Store is like a bloody 12 gigabytes. Anyway, I've forgotten exactly how many gigabytes mine is. I believe it's 120. But it might be more, I can't fully remember. I used to use this thing dedicatedly back in the day, and I still do. I use it quite a lot. I'm currently mucking my way through Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, but I just don't play that half as much. Like if I was given, sorry, make sure my camera's still in focus. If I was given Sly Cooper Thieves in Time back in the day, I'd use that like crazy. But yeah, so that's on my PS3. My two PS3 controllers, don't have any more. This one is a pile of absolute doo-doo, because look how dusty that thing is. Crazy. On the camera, that makes it look even worse. God, I like my own eyes better than the camera's eyes. Anyway, yeah, obviously this is how old this controller is. It's actually an original one before they had the vibration thing put in. That's how old this thing is, and I am not getting rid of this for shnikes. They are not scratches, by the way. That's pure dust. If I just wipe it on my leg quickly, and there we are, a bit better. I think I have got a couple of scratches on there. Now there are scratches right there. And what you can see there, that's scratches. I can't actually see them with my own eyes. That's quite strange. I do apologise. My cough's coming up a bit. But yeah, so I also got this one as well. This one came with the newer on my PlayStations. I actually had an old PlayStation back in the day, and I still do have it. I don't know if you guys can see it down. I don't think you can. Hang on. If I just turn my light on my phone. Nope. Hang on a sec. I'm just going to quickly turn my light on my phone. But basically, I had an old PS3 back in the day. I had a blah 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 blah. What was it called? A 60GB one. As in a. Sorry, I'm just focusing. Let me focus. Hold on. I don't know how to turn the light on this thing. Hang on. Okay, swing this around. Oh no, hang on. There's a flashlight app. Hang on. Hold on. I'm not very good with phones. That's one of my weaknesses. You know, Batman has his kids, childhood and stuff like that, and I don't know. Anyway, kids. But yeah, so I know I'm going sideways a bit here, guys, but that's my old original PlayStation. Back in the day, that beast was. But yes, that is my original PlayStation, and that was a 60GB console, so that was pretty boss. I did love that thing. Used that way too much and basically burnt out the back of the power cord thing, as in where the plug goes into the console, and then obviously the wire goes across and then goes into the plug itself, and then it just burnt out that area of it. Apparently, that's apparently how they claimed what happened to the yellow light of death and all that stuff. And I was like, fair enough, don't really care, that's just what is going on. But anyway, besides that, so that's my newer console, and obviously this is the newer controller with that newer console, and that's the one with the original 60GB one. I do apologise for my cough once again. Anyway, so over in the corner here we have my little shelf of disregard in a sense, besides my computer obviously, but this is my I don't really know how to really say this, but it's my old PS2, but it isn't really one I've ever properly used. I mean, it's my old keyboard, by the way. This is my one I used back in the day. That's when I started off my YouTube stuff, and then I lost 2 keys, and then I actually forgot my keyboard. I'll show you that in a sec, but as you can tell, now it's dusty as dicks. Holy shnikes, this camera really picks up on that stuff. I can't, in my eyes right now, I think it's because I'm really adapted to light. I can't see any of this, but cool! Damn, that stung some dust around there. Holy fuck. Anyway, okay, I might choke to death right now, but anyway, hold on. Just moving my keyboard out of the way. But yes, this is my old place. You can see how old it is now. Yes, I like an old PS2 on mine. I used it a bit, but I had an original one for myself at one point. But this one was given to me by a friend, and we made a deal at one point. He sort of said he didn't want it. At one point, made a deal. I didn't mean I gave him some smack, and he gave it to me. But I meant more as in I gave him some money. Obviously, we bought it off him. But I mean, it wasn't much. It was maybe £5 at most, which is $10. And yeah, so I wouldn't mind buying a new one because that one doesn't work that well, and I really would like to start playing the PS2 a bit more because I want to go back to play Dragon Quest, Fur Fighters and all that stuff. But it does still work. It's very, very tedious, and obviously I like playing my Resident Evil Code Veronica as well, and that's kind of a game which requires a PS2. So yeah, now before we go down to the PC, as you know, sorry, my knee in the way there. Before we go down to that, because that's going to take a little bit of fingering. Actually, before I forget, because I might forget this when I finally get down to the PC, this is a adapter. Just USB adapter, bought this off Amazon, just a little thing. That is the most bastard of objects right now. I really cannot get that to bloody work properly. I mean, I try and use my controller on it and it just does not want to exist. Anyway, before we continue to go on to that, I've got a couple more things I want to show you on top. Diddle-a-doo, this is my keyboard. This keyboard's probably one of the things I've used the most. Obviously, because I mean, you can't really use a computer without using a keyboard. I'm sorry guys, my chest is really suddenly feeling a bit tight. I think it's because of the heat. I closed the windows to record stuff and yeah, suddenly got a bit too much. Anyway, guys, yeah, so this is my keyboard. Oh dear, I might have to get myself drinking a bit. Yes, this is a Microsoft keyboard. It wasn't too bad. I think I got this bought for me for my birthday, and this is a very thrilling birthday present apparently. And yes, it wasn't too bad, and yeah, it's quite cool. There's not really too much to say about it really. It's nifty. They're quite nifty buttons. If anything, I'll give this computer credit for that. But besides that, it's not bad. Bad keyboard. Don't talk about computer. Yes, it's not bad at all. Anyway, moving to my mouse. This is a TechNet mouse. Now, I would rate TechNet mouse as probably one of the better mouses I've ever used in my life. Now, this is easily one of my favourite mouses I've ever used. But I mean, a lot of people do like their big gizmo mouses where they've got about 20 million buttons, and I don't really like that. I like my classic kind of, give me 2 buttons. I've got the 2 things on the side here where it's forwards and back, which is the web scrolling pages. But besides that, I really don't need anything else. I mean, the only real addition to this one, I'm sorry, my computer's changing if you see any different light. But yeah, the only real difference in this one is where you can change the light colours on this one, where there basically means different sensitivity levels. If you guys ever hear me say, I'm going to change my sensitivity level, this is kind of what I mean, because red being the lowest and pink being the most extreme, where if you see on the screen now, I don't think you guys can, but it sort of it flies around the place a bit more. If I turn down to red, it goes a lot slower, I have to properly move my arm. So it's obviously for more precise moments where you want to be kind of specific in what you do. But this is talking about going back to different stuff. This is Jesus, don't click on anything. Okay, but this is like different mouse match which I use. I use a comic one. I got this at the very first Vancouver Fan Expo I went to, which was back in 2013. I say the very first. I've only ever been to 2, but you know, I got given this as part of like a thing. Somebody was trying to sell comics, stuff like that. I thought it was quite cool, so I used it, and I've never really bought many mouse mats. I mean, this one being the only one I have, which you bought. But yeah, this is one I bought as well. I know it's got some crud in there, but it's kind of just crumbs, really. Be it crumbs, Christ, I'm a messy bastard, aren't I? But yeah, so this is like a it's meant to be just the mouse mat I use by itself, but I do like to use this as well because it gives me a bit more like depth to it, because I don't know, I didn't really like the whole comfortness of just having that by itself, and I bought this specifically because of the big mouse, the wrist thing, and it just didn't really help in the end, and I was just like, great. So I just sort of went with the whole just doing that, and I don't really even use that much really now. I just sort of like, I'm so used to being on the mouse and just sort of click around and ignore all that. Anyway, I best turn that down before I absolutely shit myself about how quick that is. Let's put on green. That's normally the one I'm on. Not. Anyway, okay, so let's go and have a look at something else quickly before we go onto the PC, because I'll then show you all the console gizmos I use, like the programs and so on and so forth. Whew, it is too hot in here, guys, to be talking like this. I keep moving my hand out of the strap holder because it is just stressing me out. Anyway, so this is my GameCube. I am going to currently move this stuff on top here while I'm talking to you guys, but basically this is my GameCube, and I absolutely love GameCube because it is easily one of my most favourite consoles I've ever played on. Obviously my favourite one probably being, I guess, would be, I want to say, is it dark out here? Oh, Shrek. I've got Shrek there for some reason. I'd probably say GameCube's possibly one of my favourite consoles, just because of the fact how much dedication it had to Resident Evil. But besides that, I would probably say maybe my Dreamcast is my favourite console as well. As you can see, very, very dusty. I don't really play on this monster as much as I should. I love this console, I really do. There's not much... honestly, I feel like a massive emotional attachment to this, because... what happened, the reason I got a GameCube, and this actually is still the same GameCube as I had before, this is the very first GameCube I owned, and it's still the same one. And the reason by the way, shout out to the Metro Prime thing on there. I actually forgot to mention that. Metro Prime, it's the actual official Metro Prime one. If I just, woohoo! It's the classic thing where they actually have disk drives rather than the whole where it swallows your disc. Anyway, but yeah, so the reason I actually got that, so I just want to show you guys the Metro Prime thing, so I'm going to stack these things back on here while I talk to you guys. But the reason I got the GameCube was due to the fact that this was after my PS3 broke, because of my 60GB one. And obviously with the Yellow Light of Death, I was devastated about that. I loved my console, and I was too cool to be no, I'm joking, I had friends back in the day, but I mean, I'm not that depressing, don't worry. But yeah, no, I obviously had my friends and all that, but I mean, gaming was a big thing to me, and I mean, losing my 60GB console, it was a big deal. I mean, it was one of the first consoles which I really paid for myself. I bought the PS2 myself, obviously, but I mean, back in the day, I was like, well, I guess I kind of bought it myself, but obviously it was more like a Christmas present. And 60GB console, my PS3, that one, it was my first one. I was really like, oh, I bought this was my money, I spent this directly on this, because I saved up quite a few Christmases to get this, because I knew it was coming out, and I was like, So obviously when it broke, and I got told apparently I had to pay like £290 odd to fix it, I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I was kind of devastated, and that was a big thing, because I bought I wanted to buy a GameCube instead, and my very first games I had on that was actually Resident Evil 1, the GameCube Remake Edition. That was the first time I played it officially, by myself, whereas before that I'd played it beforehand. I had friends. I think it was my dad's friend at one point, but I'm not too sure. And yeah, besides that, I played at that point, and I played it then, and that was a huge thing for me. That the second game I had was Metro Prime 1, which I still haven't completed because I didn't really like the game that much, but obviously a friend of mine bought it, so I will one day play it properly and get through it, but Anyway, again, one more thing before we actually continue on to the gizmos on the computer. I'm sorry this may take a while, guys, but I'm sort of just going to try and... This is sort of just a special video anyway, so I mean, I might as well just jabber on. Sorry, I'm watching my phone right now. I'm trying to turn the light app again. There we are. But yeah, so that right there is a monster of a hard drive. This is a Seagate expansion pack. Look at my lovely toes. Seagate expansion pack. This is a... I know, look how dusty that fucking thing is. I know there's a lot of stuff on there, guys. Cannot wait to move out. Believe me, I will be able to move all my gubbins around the place. Right, look at World of Warcraft. Shout out to that, man. I'm actually banned of World of Warcraft. Don't even ask why. Don't even ask why. Actually, I'll probably tell you guys in a sec. But anyway, But yeah, so I mean, that's my it's a Seagate. I think it's a 2 terabyte hard drive. Fantastic hard drive. I know people comment on their speed and stuff like that for some consoles and like hard drives, but I can't comment on that one at all. It's really good. It's been reliable. Hasn't broke down on me yet, and I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of that thing. Anyway, let's move on again. This is a Panasonic like sound system. And you guys may be wondering as to why I'd mention this, but I mean, the main reason for which I will mention this is because there I probably need the light. Whew, I do apologise, guys. My breath is just like it's gone away from me today. Anyway, shout out to the tripod there as well. That's a Sony tripod, by the way. Just in case I forget to mention, that's a Sony tripod for my handycam, which I'm using right now. But yeah, so this is like a oh, my chair keeps squeaking. Now speak the devil, me saying, "Oh, it's not going to squeak." But yeah, I know there's a lot of cords right now. If you guys complain that you can't see anything, but that is just, I know there's just anyway. But that's a Panasonic sound system. I'm not too sure as to what make or brand or how much it was, because I actually got given that monster, and it was just like a little thing. And that's actually what connects my the audio from my Hawkbridge through to the actual like from the PlayStation to the Hawkbridge. That then goes to that, and then goes bloop, into me, and then I'm. Yeah, hear the stuff. Normally how stuff works. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna just adjust my hand. Yeah, there we are. Okay. But yeah, so it's actually not too bad at all. I just like gander in my room for a sec there. But yeah, so I mean, it's pretty badass, and I do love that thing because it's helpful. Because obviously I can change the audio and stuff like that. Like if I turn it on, I can just like change the audio with my. It's not really strange, but I could do that with my foot. I was like, see, I'm just turning up and down right now. Not exactly very specifically, but I'm doing it nonetheless. Anyway, yes, that's kind of that stuff, and I got that there and stuff like that. What else is there to show? I think that's really about it, like, externally wise. That's a bin, that's my 2 laptops there. Don't ask why I had 2 laptops as well. That's just, actually, that's another story I can mention at one point, but if you guys want to hear that story, feel free to mention in the comment description if you do want to know. That'd be quite a cool story to share. But yeah, so, I'm just gonna bung my keyboard back, quickly, guys, just 1 second. Sweet. Okay, so, from there, I know I could probably screen capture this, but right now Fraps has been an absolute arsehole, so I can't really do it. But nonetheless, I kind of have to advertise exactly what I use, so, you know, YOLO. Okay, so, obviously, we'll go from left to right as to what I do. So, obviously, with the left there, as a majority of YouTubers do use, I have Audacity. A lot of people use this Audacity. It's a very, very simple, easy to use recording software. Free to buy, not free to buy, that doesn't really make sense. Free to download, and you can donate if you feel like they've done a good cause, if that makes sense. Anyway, let me just gander this thing up. But yeah, so this is Fraps. Kind of Fraps being a bit of an arsehole right now, but nonetheless, it's quite good software if you guys understand as to how to use it. It's quite good. I was doing very well with it back in the day. I mean, as you guys have seen, yeah, you guys have seen that I've done pretty well back in the day. I mean, some of my stuff has been fantastic recorded, but recently it has been a bit shit. I don't know what to do with it, but I'm probably going to have to uninstall it again, and I don't know what to do. Anyway, I can't complain. There might be some updates, maybe that's what I'm missing or something like that. I just think of that, and I might do that as well, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, so this is my YouTube homepage. Use Chrome, like any other sane man should. But anyway, let me show you as to what else I use. Obviously, I use Steam for my games. That's really like not a secret. Sticky notes, let me just pop them all wet, you know, sticky notes from going away quickly. Don't think there's anything. I'm trying to look if there's anything. No, it's not really. No, it's just some games. A list of all my simulator games. I'm just making sure there wasn't anything too bad shown there. I think that's. Oh no, sorry. Actually, I'll bust up this quickly before we show that one. This is what I use to edit. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Very, very easy to use software. A lot of people argue it actually has one of the most confusing mainframes for editing wise. I mean, a friend of mine likes to use Sony Vegas more than this one, which is understandable because Premiere Pro is a bit confusing. But once you really get used to how to use and stuff like that, it's very, very easy to do, and it works pretty well anyway. So I mean, I love using that, and as you can see, I've only got 2 projects now because I've recently been emptying my stuff. I've got Yu-Gi-Oh and Enchanted Arms, but I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh is something which is going to be in the works for a while because I'm not too sure as to what's going to happen with that. But yeah, so this is what I use to record off my HD PVR. This is a software called Total Media Extreme. Oh, look at me there. Hello. Hello, me. It's probably because I haven't actually got my, I actually forgot to mention my webcam. Yeah, so I actually forgot to bring that in, but I mean, my hair is looking very fancy today. It looks like I've got a bit of a bald patch there, but fuck it, receding hair. Anyway, but yeah, so this is Total Media Extreme, and you can actually see the Sony webcam. This actually works excessively well. Wow. But yeah, so I mean, this is the Total Media Extreme 2. Very easy to use, just gives you general software and stuff like that, and it comes with a HD PVR. There's a cord on there. There's a disc on there, which I've had to use a couple of times. And I had to reinstall this bastard because it's been annoying recently. I apologize for my lack of decent shirt today. I just sort of slung this on because I was trying to record a video and it went badly. So oh well. Yeah, so it's kind of been stressing me out recently. But anyway, so I noticed my facial expression was like, oh. But yeah, so that's what I record on my HD PVR, and I can record my webcam apparently. But yeah, so I'll close that. This is like the actual Total Media Stream part, and that's just a record section of it, but nonetheless I thought I'd show you that specifically. Let's close down that. Okay, we'll close down that as well. Why not? Okay, so this is my webcam. I actually forgot to mention, this is my HD Microsoft, I think it's like I've forgotten what kind of, I think it's like serial number, like, I don't know. It's like C2600 or something like that. But yes, it's a decent webcam. It's pretty good quality to be fair, but it's pretty, like, there's not really been any good recording software besides now that Total Media Extreme thing, which I didn't actually know about. Well, I knew about, but I mean, I can't exactly record my PlayStation with that, but I could use Total Media Extreme if I wanted to record someone else as well. But I prefer to use my camera because it's such a decent quality, and, like, it's a full quality rather than being, like, wava. I don't know why I said like that. Wava than being. But yeah, so, I mean, if you compare that to my camera now being into my webcam, it's kind of a lot of difference and stuff like that, so I don't really want to have it be too, you know, I mean, too bad. I don't have to suddenly lag due to my computer being iffy, and obviously my computer goes through enough. Anyway, and as well, what is the last thing I probably use? Obviously I use my Premiere Pro to also like render and stuff like that in my videos, and this is probably the only other thing I really use, I guess. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, I've got most of my stuff like pinned up, but this is FreeMaker Video Converter. Sorry, I forgot what it's called for a sec there, but I really like the software. I mean, I just downloaded this on a limb because I needed to get something off my I'll explain as to why I choose it in a second, but I mean, this is really good software, easy to use, and you literally just drag into your file, or whatever one you want to convert to something else, and then you can just go boom, 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 and it'll be just like, you can choose for whatever you want it to be. But anyway, I do apologize for my lack of breath, but anyway, basically I use this to, when I record off my HD PVR, for some reason Premiere Pro doesn't like HD PVR software, like footage, and when I put it onto Premiere Pro, it doesn't actually show that there's any audio with that. So I actually did notice how there's some stuff at the bottom there. You guys can just have a little gander at my notes. I don't think there's anything too bad. It's just my random stuff. But yeah, so I mean, what's it called? Yeah, you can convert it to whatever you like. So I mean, obviously when it doesn't come through onto Premiere Pro, I have to put my file into this. So like, say if it's a 2.5 hour footage or whatever, I put it onto this, give it a little while, it comes back, and voila, I get the footage audio. So I just pop over next to the file in Premiere Pro, and we are done and dusted. But I mean, I used to before convert it to MP4, but then I thought, hang on a sec, I've already got the footage, why do I need to convert it to MP4? I could always just convert it straight to MP3 and slide them alongside each other, and it was a really good method. Because I used to at one point do it. Can I favorite these? Oh sweet. Why would I want to favorite that? There's no real need, it's right here. But anyway, yeah, so I mean, I can do that, which is quite cool. And yeah, I think that's really about it, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys are probably wanting specifics on the computer, and I'll probably bust that up in a second. But yeah, besides that, that's really about it for my setup. Besides my actual PC itself, it is boiling in here right now, and I am frying my anus off. I'm actually going to pull my microphone back in because I don't want to trip over my headphones or anything like that. But anyway, so as you guys want to see, you probably want to see the details on the computer. Now, how exactly? Properties, is that how you do it? There we are! Okay, so this is exactly what I use. I am not to pen, no pen or touch input is available for this display. Don't exactly want to know what that means. But basically, guys and gals, I am not rating 5.9. What exactly does that mean? I don't know, is that how shit my computer is? Oh, don't tell me my computer's bad. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Calculation per second. What the? How do you get 7.3, 7.3, 7.8, 7.8 and make 5.9? Wait, hang on. Primary hard disk. Oh, okay. Determined by lowest subscore. Wow. This data transfer rate. Huh. Tips from. I might actually look at that in a sec. That might actually help me out with my Frap stuff. Anyway, kind of got a bit distracted there. So this is my different kind of graphics card. I just want to have a different graphics card. I don't know. HD graphics. I don't really understand stuff fully. I don't think it actually shows the graphics card here. I don't know, it's somewhere around here, but it's like an Nvidia one, some shit like that. It's built for playing Nvidia games. But anyway, but yeah, so this is my stuff. I've got a stuff processor, whatever that means. I honestly don't understand this stuff, guys. I mean, 8 GB of RAM. I know some of you guys must be like, Jordan, why don't you understand this? Product ID, hopefully that's not bad. Hopefully you guys can you... I don't know if that's bad or not. I don't really understand as to like how all this works, like, as to what all that means. 2009, crikey. Like, isn't I can tell. I understand obviously some things are better than others, like 64-bit is better than 32-bit or whatever it's called. There's a cat meow outside, which sounds very lovely. Sounds like having some kind of weird fight. But yeah, so I don't fully understand as to how all that works, as to how it actually like affects each other and stuff like that. But I understand as to what it does. Like, some things are better than others. I understand that. I'm not like completely ridiculously stupid. But anyway, guys, I mean, that's really about it. I mean, there's, I mean, I wish I can give you guys the entire lowdown of what is actually in my. Oh, hang on, device manager. That might actually tell us some stuff. What's the processors? There you go. I have an AMD A86600K APU with Radeon HD graphics. Whatever that means. Yeah, just what? This is all of it. Just goes straight over my head, guys and gals. I really do apologize. I'm not too. NVIDIA GeForce, that's the one, there we are. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660. That is meant to be a decent card, I'm told, I'm not too sure. I was tempted to get another one at one point recently, guys, but I got told I shouldn't, and I should stick with what I have. I might actually empty my recycle bin quickly. Bloop, bloop. I'll apparently delete all that, get rid of all that porn. That's a lot of porn. Anyway, guys and gals, I think that's really about it for now. Shout out to the dog in the background of my wallpaper. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this random little video. This may be a replacement for my Simulator Friday, as I'm not too sure as to what exactly my computer is doing right now, so it's quite annoying, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to sort this stuff out. And hopefully things will be back on the road as per ever. I'm feeling out of breath. I'm going to open the window and I'm going to have a look at that suggestions on speeding up my thing, which would be quite good. But yeah, so for the rest of the night, I probably will edit some Enchanted Arms, because I actually have quite a few of that left to edit. So it's not edit as in like cut down and obviously render. But yeah, so that's really about it, guys and gals. I really think that's about it for my setup thing. But for now, this has been like my kind of like preset like celebration for my 200 subscribers. But take this as with a grain of salt, due to the fact that I am currently at one point going to do a special thing for 200 subscribers as well. It may be possibly another challenge. Don't be surprised if it is. It may not be. It may be something different. I know I'm going to do something as well, but for now I'm not too sure as to what that should be. But anyway, guys and gals, I'm TheLonesomeRavidor. Once again, you guys will be fast forever. If you have any suggestions for what I should officially do for the 200 subscribers thing, please let me know, and I'll hopefully get something together. Anyway, guys and gals, once again, you guys are beautiful as forever. Cannot wait to see you in the next one. Hasta la vista, c'est la vie, and goodbye. Ciao.